तस्मिनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। समस्तजनकल्याणी विरतं करुणामयि नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। वासुदेवेन्द्रयोगीन्द्रं ज्ञानप्रदं मुमुक्षूणामितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते। You all remember that prayer? It's been a long time. Okay, so where are we in TatvaBodha? Yeah, very good. TatvaBodha has 3 topics in the whole text. First is Sadhana Chatushkaya Adhikari. Who is the ideal student who comes to Vedanta? The second topic is TatvaViveka. TatvaViveka means that knowledge of truth, that knowledge of reality, that discrimination of it. Then Moksha Sadhana Bhuta means the means to moksha. So we're in TatvaViveka. In TatvaViveka, the first part of it, we establish what Atma is, correct? Atma is that which is Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira Vyatiriktaha Panchakosha Atitaha Avasthatraya Sakshi Satchidananda Swarupa. Right? So Atma is all of these things. Then what is Brahman? Then Brahman we said, okay, Brahman is that which is the substratum of the world. Brahma Ashraya is Brahman is the Ashraya of Maya, right? So we said there were 24 things, and in these 24 things, they all come from Maya, and that Ashraya or the support of Maya is that Brahman, right? And then the last session, we talked about how all of these things really came to play. We talked about creation. So what did we talk about? We talked about, I'm now on page 86. From Maya, what happens is, Tataha Akasha Sambhutaha. From Maya came space. From space, Akashat Vayu, okay? Wind or air. Vayos Tejaha, Tejasa Apaha, Adbhya Prithvi. From that Vayu, from that wind came fire, and from that fire came water, and from that water came earth, right? So we figured out, okay, this is the creation. Then what happens of those Sukshma Tanmatras? Sukshma Tanmatras means they are that in their very subtle state. From the Sattvic Amshat of it, of Akasha, what happens? Shrotrendriya Sambhuta, right? That faculty of hearing. Then Vayo Sattvic Amshat, Twagindriya Sambhuta, from the touch, right? Agni Sattvic Amshat, Chakshurindriya Sambhuta. Jalasya Sattvikamshat Rasendriya Sambhutam, Prithivya Sattvikamshat Granendriya Sambhutam. This we've all seen, right? Then what happened from the collective Sattvic aspect, Samashti Sattvic aspect, then Antakarana comes, right? Okay, Antakarana comes. Then from the Rajasic aspect, individual, Pranas come, right? Pranas come from the Samashti. From the individual, the Karanendriyas come, right? And then you go through this process of Panchikaranam. Remember that process of Panchikaranam, where they become grossified. They become grossified, and then this whole world is formed, right? Okay. So now what happens is you have this whole world there, and now the statement is made in page 101. It says, Evam Pinda Brahmanda Yoho Aikyam Sambhutam. So you have this whole world which is made up of all the 5 elements, and you also have me, which is made up of 5 elements, correct? Because my body, etc. is made up of 5 elements. My mind is made of subtle 5 elements. So you have me made up of 5 elements. You have this whole world which is made up of 5 elements. So what's the relationship of me and this world? So then it goes to say that if we just look at it this way, I will feel like I am part and everything is whole, right? I will feel like this little me is a part of a huge whole. This little mind is a part of a huge whole. But if I come and think like that, there will never be equality. There will never be oneness between me and the truth. Because the truth says that which is in me is in all. But then if I look at my body, I'm not equivalent to this whole world's body. If I look at my mind, I'm not equivalent to the whole world's mind. So what is the issue here? How do we establish oneness? So now, in page 102, so I'll read this and then you can follow after me because this is important. Sthula Sharira Bhimani Jivanamakam Brahma Pratibimbam Bhavati Sa eva Jivaha Prakritya Swasmat Ishwaram Bhinnatvena Janati Avidyopadhisan Atma Jiva Ityuchyate Mayopadhisan Ishwara Ityuchyate. So what is this Jiva? This Jiva is that which is Sthula Sharira Abhimani Jivanamaka. That Atma, which is, you can say, which is identified with this whole body, with these different upadis, which we call conditionings, that is called as Jiva. Jiva is nothing but a reflection of that consciousness, right? Remember that reflection of consciousness in the bucket. And what is Ishvara? The reflection of consciousness in the ocean, right? So we have reflection of consciousness in the bucket, reflection of consciousness in the ocean. So when that reflection of consciousness is referred to with the bucket, with the individual upadis, that is called Jiva. When that reflection of consciousness is identified with the whole ocean, with the total upadis, that is called Ishvara. So avidya upadi san atma jiva ityuchyate, maya upadi san ishvara ityuchyate. But now, who are you and I? Are we that reflection of the sun? Who are we? Are we jiva or are we ishvara?
Jiva. The sun, our sense is that of the sun.
We're the actual sun, right? So in reality, we are Atma. We're not the sun in the bucket. We're not the sun in the ocean. We are Atma. These are just conditionings. So here it says, Evam, okay, I'll read, now you follow. Evam upadi bhedat Jiveshwara bheda drishtihi Yavat paryantam tishtati Tavat paryantam Janma maranadi rupa samsaraha na nivartate tasmat karanat na jiveshwaryor bheda buddhihi svikarya. So it says, now as long as I take myself to be this reflection, I'm going to go through so much of samsara. Imagine this, okay? Imagine, on a day, on a nice, beautiful day, the reflection in the ocean, let's say, it gets a little choppy because of the waves. Does the sun get affected if the reflection gets a little choppy? No, it's same, right? So as long as I identify with being this jiva, then all the problems come. All the problems come just because I identify with this limited entity. Of course, in our life, so many things will happen. In Viveka Churamani, it says something so beautiful. It says, if I identify with the jiva, then samasta vyavahara bodha. It's like, sometimes you and I feel like the whole world is on our shoulders, isn't it? We feel like everybody is on our shoulders, we have so many things to do. But who is that person? Are you that person or what? It's like that fool in the train, that person in the train, what is he doing? Instead of carrying his bag and letting it sit here, he's carrying on his head. Why? Because he doesn't want to put more weight in the train because he's scared they'll charge him more. But why are you so scared? You just put it down, the train's moving anyway, isn't it? Life is moving anyway. The more you and I identify with being this limited entity, of course we will feel bogged down, of course we will feel limited. But the minute you and I distance ourselves and say, look, this is not me. All of these things happening, they're there. No doubt, they're there. They have to go through. I have to go through with them. I have to be responsible for them. But they're not me. When I respond to the world with this kind of distance, it makes it easier and my responses are much better. It's when I'm so tangled up and I feel so burdened and heavy, you think you and I are going to do it justice? No. So the minute you and I think that we're jiva, all these issues come. All these issues come. I feel limited, I feel tired, I feel stressed. The minute you identify with your body, what happens? I feel like, I'm going to, someday how will I die? Who will be with me? What will happen? This and that. The minute we identify with our body, we waste so much time thinking about this, but we're not even the body. Isn't it? So much time people waste. They're thinking, how will I die? Who will be beside my bed? What will happen here? You're not even the body. Why waste time? Things will happen. Take care of them. But when I'm grounded on that knowledge that I am Atma, then all this stuff won't trouble me. All this samsara won't really trouble me so much. So what happens then? Now we go into the next statement. 106. Nanu sahankarasya kinchitnyasya jivasya nirahankarasya sarvajnasya ishwarasya tatvamasiti mahavakyat katham abheda buddhihi syat ubhayoho viruddha dharma akrantatva. So somebody here then, what we saw also last time, they say, how is this tattvamasi vakya working? Because you're saying that it's like you're saying you and God are the same. It's like when people ask us, how come your religion says you are God? How are you the same? Because sahankarasya, if I just take this jiva, it has so much ego, right? And it knows so little, and its strength is so limited. But Ishvara is Sarvagnya, knows so much, and the strength is so much. So he says here, how are you saying that there's oneness in this Tattvamasi Mahavakya? How is there oneness if this Jiva and Ishvara are two different things? How are you establishing oneness here? So now what's the answer to that? All of you should know the answer to this now.
Heart of the whole. Consciousness that illumines both is the same. The battery inside both is the same. The difference is just because of conditioning.
Correct. So there are two meanings, right? You remember from last time, there's the Vachyartha and the Lakshyartha. The Vachyartha of Jiva, it means the one who's identified. Jiva means the one who's identified with all these conditionings is called Jiva. Ishvara means the one who wields the conditionings. Remember, because Ishvara is Maya Pati and Jiva is Maya Dasa, right? So Vachyartha means the literal meaning of Tattvamasi. If I just go with the literal meaning, it means Jiva and Ishvara. And if I'm focusing on that, there will never be oneness. What I need to look at when I look at this Mahavakya Tattvamasi is the implied meaning, the Lakshyartha. When I look at the Lakshyartha, what is the essence of Jiva? Consciousness. What is the essence of Ishvara? Consciousness. The essence is both the sun, right? Just because one is the sun in the bucket, and just because the other one is the sun in the ocean, yes, it may look different, but the essence, they're just both the sun, isn't it? So in that way, that Vamasi Mahavakya makes absolute sense because it's talking from the Lakshyartha standpoint. It's saying the divinity in you and the divinity in me are the same. It's not saying your body and my body is the same. It's not saying my body and God's body is the same. It's not saying that. It's saying the divinity in you and me is the same. And in fact, that divinity is the only reality because these are just conditionings, right? In Vedanta, the definition for real is what? Kala, praye, api, tishtati, iti sat. That which is there all the time. This body is not there all the time, so it's not real. It's not absolutely real. The mind is not there all the time, so it can't be absolutely real. So we're speaking from the absolutely real standpoint. What is one and the same in you and me is that consciousness. And that's what really matters, right? That is, you call that Atma with reference to the individual, you call it Brahman with reference to the world, but that's the only reality. So Tattvamasi makes perfect sense. Tat meaning the essence of Ishvara, Tvam meaning the essence of Jiva, Asi, there is oneness. Right? This is the essence of Vedanta. Actually, there's nothing else to Vedanta but this. You know? I mean, if this is understood so clearly, then you've got it. You've got it. What else is there to get? Right?
Practicing it.
Ah, so that's where it comes. That's the next step. So now, what is this moksha sadhana bhuta? So far we've seen tattva viveka. Now we go into moksha sadhana bhuta. So now we'll start today from page 112. Evam cha Vedanta vakyaihi Sadguru padeshena cha Sarveshwapi Bhuteshu Yesham Brahma buddhirutpanna Te jivan muktaha Ityartaha. So now we're starting from here. Evam cha. Evam means in this way. Vedanta vakyehi. By those words, the words of Vedanta, cha, and Sadguru upadeshena cha, and the teaching of the Sadguru, Sarveshu, in all beings, Sarveshu Bhuteshu, in all beings, Yesham, of those who have Brahma Buddhi Utpanna, means of those who have that Brahma Buddhi, that Brahman is everywhere, those people, te Jivan Muktaha, they are known as Jivan Muktaha, iti Artha. This is what is meant. So what is meant here is that although you and I can logically, intellectually understand TatvaBodha, we logically understand you and I are one, the divinity in you and me are the same. That's not enough. That's not enough, right? Here when it says Vedanta Vakyehi, it means Mahavakya specifically, right? Because this is the crux of Vedanta. That Vedanta Vakya, Sadguru Upadeshena, has to be given by a Guru. And who's a Guru? A Sadguru. See what happens, many people, they study Vedanta, or they'll read a lot of books, or they'll go to a lot of, internet, YouTube, this and that. When you get the Mahavakya yourself, it's not that easy to uncover, to unravel. It's not as easy to understand. It has to be given by a Guru, because a Guru is one who has come from Sampradaya. That's very important. A Guru is not, any person who's dressed up in a certain way. We cannot call that person a Guru. A Guru is one who's come from tradition. A tradition that means they've been a Shishya once. They've been a Shishya and they studied at the feet of the Guru. Because there's authenticity there. And they know what they're talking about then. It doesn't just come from anywhere. And plus, these scriptures, there's a lot of hidden meanings here. One Upanishad will say something, another Upanishad will say something. Then when you put them together, you'll be a little bit confused. Why did this happen and how did it happen like this? So that person must come from a Sampradaya to understand all of these concepts. That person must be a Shrotriya, be well versed in the scriptures. When you talk about TatvaBodha, we're taking maybe one session for this, but this is a whole chapter in Chandogya Upanishad. It's like we're just taking, the crux of it here, because TatvaBodha is the crux really of the teaching of the whole Vedanta, but it is the whole Chandogya, and to be able to understand it, so much has to be covered. Guru has to be Shrotriya, Guru has to be Brahmanishta, one who's established in that. Because only one who's able to live it should speak or should be involved in it in this way. We're very lucky. We have such gurus like Puja Gurudev, Puja Guruji, Swami Swarupanandaji. We're very lucky that we have them, because they're passing this to us. And they, Shrotriya, Brahmanishta, the qualities of the Guru can be seen in them. So we're very lucky to have that. And we're very lucky to have Adi Shankaracharya who's written this. When we study Vedanta, it's not just you pick up a book and you study. We must also have that reverence for the ones who are communicating, the ones who are giving this knowledge to us. Mahavakya should only be given in that way. It's a serious thing, to really understand, to be given this knowledge that you are that, you are divine. Who will tell you that? Nobody. So many people will tell you so many things. You're beautiful, you're nice, you're this, you're that. And if somebody tells you you're divine, somebody tells you you are that consciousness, you are that awareness, it means that knowledge has the power to remove all the samsara. It has that power. And if, through that purity and the tapas of the Guru, if the student's mind is pure, they'll get it. They'll just get it. It'll happen. That knowledge will happen. So it is to be given in this way. It's not to It's a holy, sacred thing in our scriptures, in our culture. So it is to be given Mahavakya through the Guru. If you see in the description of Shraddha ki drishi, right? Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishvasaha Shraddha means faith in Guru and Vedanta. So again, these two things. That person who has gotten that Upadesha through the Mahavakya and by the Guru, Sarveshu api bhuteshu, in all the beings, they are able to see that divinity. Brahma buddhihi utpanna. Means not only me. Sometimes people say, I know Vedanta, I am Atma, but I have a problem with you. No, you're not Atma, right? Brahma buddhi utpanna means everyone, I'm able to see that same consciousness. Everyone. That there's no room for hate, there's no room for dislike, because you're seeing just the essence of the person. Of course, functionally, in whatever ways needed, will transact, but you're there directly to the essence of the person. That Brahma Buddhi they have in every being, in everything, because what else is there? Sarvam Brahmamaya, right? Brahma Buddhi Utpanna. That person is called Jivan Mukta. Those people are Jivan Mukta. Now, that's very important to know that from their standpoint, they're Brahman. Huh? But we give them a name. We have to give them a name. So we give them a name, Jivan Mukta, which means those who are liberated, Jivan Eva Mukta. Those who are liberated while living. As I've mentioned to you before, Vedanta doesn't say that you have to die to be liberated. Liberation is right here and now. In fact, it can be even in a moment. For whom? For the one who has a pure mind. For one who has sadhana chatushtaya. Then it can be in a minute. So this is a jivan mukta. This is how they get it. Now, the student wants to ask, what else about this Jivan Mukta? Please tell me, because I want to know more about this Jivan Mukta. So now we'll read on. Nanu Jivan Mukta kaha
Jivan Mukta kaha
Yatha Dehoham Purushoham Brahmanoham Shudroham Asmiti Drida Nishchayaha Tatha Naham Brahmanaha Na Shudraha Na Purushaha Kintu Asangaha Satchidananda Swarupaha Prakasha Rupaha Sarvantaryami Chidakasha Ruposmiti Drida Nishchayaha Rupaha Aparoksha Jnanavan Jivan Muktaha. So the student says, tell me more about this Jivan Mukta. Yatha, just as Deha Aham, I am the body. Purusha Aham, I am a man or I am a woman. Brahmano Aham, I am a Brahmana. Shudra Aham, I am a Shudra. Asmi iti drida nishchaya. Just like I have such a firm belief that I am all these things, Tatha, for them, Naham Brahmana, I am not a Brahmana, na Shudra, na Purusha, nor am I Shudra, nor am I Purusha, man, woman. Kintu, but Asanga, I'm unattached. Satchidananda Swarupa, of the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss. Prakasha Rupa, that which illumines all. Sarvantaryami, the indweller of all. Chidakasha Rupa, that which is that formless like consciousness in all. Asmiti. Dridhanishchaya, that which is very, very firm in that person. Aparoksha Jnanavan, who has aparoksha jnana, immediate knowledge. Jivan Mukta, that person is a Jivan Mukta. So who is a Jivan Mukta? Just like you and I, we feel like every day we're the body, we're the mind. Nobody has to tell us we're anything else, no? We feel so strongly, I'm the body, I'm the mind, I'm this. We feel so strongly that we're our identities. Nobody has to tell us anything else. But this Jivan Mukta thinks differently. They know, Naham Brahmana. I'm nothing, I'm not a, you can't put me in any varana, you can't put me in any Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, you can't do that. Naham Purushas, Naham Stri, I'm not any of this. I'm not any of these conditionings. I'm something deeper than that. Anything that I see, I am not. Anything that I perceive, I am not. Anything that I experience, I am not. Any name that people call me, I am not. If you can see it, you can feel it, you can perceive it, you can experience it, what does it mean? It's not you. If you can experience it as an object, it's not you. But what am I? I'm the very subject. I'm the self, which is a Sangha. Sangha means unattached. Unattached. The self has no, does the self have any relationships? No. We are so attached to our relationships. My son, my daughter, my spouse, my mother, my father. Does the self have any relation? It's a Sangha. In fact, only when I'm a Sangha, then I can really, really love and really be present with the ones that I love. Because very often when I'm attached, I make all the wrong kinds of decisions. Usually I decide out of fear, out of dependency, out of, like I don't want to lose that person. But my true nature is I'm a Sangha. I'm independent, unattached. Satchidananda Rupa. Sat means that which is there for all 3 periods of time. Chid means Jnana Swarupa, that awareness. That just awareness. Ananda means Sukha Swarupa. I'm